Listen to Cofield and Company weekday afternoons at 3 on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night.
Mahomes and the Chiefs open the preseason in Arizona.
They're going to throw on our right side on a fade, and the pass will be caught. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Jackson Dart has a solid debut for the Giants.
Shotgun goes to the left side. Touchdown, Giants with Jordan Humphrey.
We witnessed a milestone in Milwaukee.
1-2 on Alonso. Pitch. Swinging a high fly. Left center field. Collins going back to the wall. Gone!
Plus, the Yankees and Astros continue their series in the Bronx.
Deep to right field. There it goes. See ya.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Alex Del Barrio.
SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. If you're listening to us on SiriusXM, it is Channel 80. Glad to be with you here as Saturday turns into Sunday here in the month of August, and we have a full slate of NFL preseason action to get to. Plus, pennant races starting to heat up around Major League Baseball, some big WNBA games on the slate as well. And it was Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium. One major injury for a Yankees legend. We'll get to all of that, but let's go ahead and begin with the NFL preseason and some of the brightest stars making their debuts for their respective NFL teams. Now, we weren't going to see Aaron Rodgers suit up for the Steelers as they took on the Jaguars in their preseason debut, but we would see the debut of Travis Hunter, the two-way sensation now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it would also be an opportunity for us to see Trevor Lawrence, see how he could hook up with his new wide receiver, who's also a part-time defensive player. But we'll pick up the action in the first quarter, no score, as Trevor Lawrence looks for Hunter.
Trevor drops the throw, four-man rush. Fires underneath. That ball's going to be caught. The tackle shy of first down yardage. The catch was made underneath by Travis Hunter. His first catch in a Jaguar uniform.
There it is, the first catch by Travis Hunter, 1010 XL, 92.5 FM on the call. Trevor Lawrence would play just the one drive, 6 of 7 passing yards for 443 yards. And then we'd see what would have been a historic moment had this been a regular season game. Take a listen.
Cook puts it down. Little's kick is up. The 70-yard field goal is good! Yeah! He just made a 70-yarder! He ended the half on a 70-yard field goal. How good is that?
That's good, Frank. That is good. You are right. That's incredibly good.
You got to be kidding me. He just made a 70-yarder.
70 yards is just incredibly good. It's literally the greatest. Cam Little with a 70-yard field goal in this game would have been the longest in NFL history if it was a regular season game. Let's move forward to the fourth quarter where the Pittsburgh Steelers would put this one on ice.
Thompson breaks the huddle. In the shotgun has Nichols to his left. Two receivers split to each side of the formation. Here's the snap. Back, lofting right towards the end zone, and brought down, touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. As going up to get that ball, Keyshawn Williams makes the grab. Beautiful throw and great battle-contested grab by Keyshawn Williams.
With the point after, it would be 31-22, Pittsburgh on top. That's WDVE 102.5 FM with the call. Steelers do pick up the win, 31-25 up at the Jags. All in all, Travis Hunter played 10 offensive snaps, 2 receptions for 9 yards. 5 of his 6 routes would come from the slot. He's also played 8 defensive snaps and was not targeted. Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen on Travis Hunter's debut performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think he made a couple good catches on some option routes and, missed the one tackle defensively that I noticed. Like, that was the only things that I, kind of noticed about his overall play. In terms of that, I'll have to watch the tape on how he operated defensively a little bit more. But I thought offensively he made the right decisions on those option routes, made a good catch, almost broke out of that one where kind of Trevor put it behind him on that third down we talked about. But, I'll have to go watch the tape a little bit more to know more.
So again, 31-25, the final. Steelers' next preseason game is next Saturday against Tampa Bay. Jaguars' next preseason game on Sunday against the Saints. Kansas City taking on Arizona. We would see Patrick Mahomes in his preseason debut. Pick up the action in the first quarter as Mahomes looking to get in the end zone.
First down and goal to go at the 1 of Arizona. They're going to throw it on the right side on a fade, and the pass will be caught. Touchdown, Kansas City on an excellent fade, thrown to the right side, and it was rookie Jason Brownlee.
That was the only pass Patrick Mahomes would throw. 96.5 the Fan on the call. They made it a 7-0 lead for the Chiefs. And we would see Kyler Murray out there at quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Pick up the action in the first quarter. Cardinals driving.
First down and 10 from the Kansas City 17. Early first quarter. Kyler play action fake. Boot sets up, throws, picked off. Might have been tipped to the line of scrimmage. He was intercepted at the 10, and the defender runs back across the 20, and it is interception by Jaden Hicks.
Cardinals would go on to win it 20-17. Mahomes and Travis Kelce played just one series for the Chiefs. Gardner Minshew then took over 6 of 9 for 54 yards. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray played 17 total snaps, 7 of 8 for 96 yards, and the pick you just heard there. Again, the Cardinals, though, do pick up the win in the preseason, 20-17. Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills. Jackson Dart getting some action in the preseason here for the Giants.
The first-round draft pick, number 25 overall, is out of the shotgun for the Giants on first down from his own 17. 1-by-2 receiver set. Singletary to his left. Quick throw to Zach Pascal along the left sideline and wrestled to the ground by Tre'Davious White at about the 26. Going to be about a yard short of the first down.
On WFAN, first completion there for Dart with the Giants already up 3-0. Then move to the second quarter. Dart finds the end zone.
Shotgun goes to the left side. Touchdown, Giants! LeJordan Humphrey pulling it in, and Jackson Dart cracks the steal on his big blue career.
Giants pick up the win 34-25 over the Bills. Dart with a nice debut, 12 of 19, 154 yards and a score. Played 4 series for the Giants. Russell Wilson played in 1 series, 11 snaps, 6 of 7 for 28 yards. Buffalo's Josh Allen did not play. Mitchell Trubisky went 9 of 13 for 138 yards and a score. He would play 5 series for the Bills. Let's hear from Jackson Dart on his first NFL touchdown.
Me and him have been, if you've been following along, me and him have been connecting a lot, during camp and whatnot. And he's been a great contested catcher on go balls. So I liked my matchup one-on-one, and he was able to win over the top and made a great play.
For the Giants, their next preseason game will be at home on August the 16th against the Jets. Bills' next game will be at the Bears on August 17th. Rams taking on the Cowboys. A lot of scratches for this one. No Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, or Tyler Smith for the Cowboys. No Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams, or Jared Verse for the Rams. Let's pick up the action in the first quarter here. Blake Corum punches it in for L.A.
Bennett takes the snap, hands it off to Corum, up the gut again, in the end zone for a touchdown. The Rams leading 13-0 here in the first quarter. A 4-yard run for Blake Corum. He's got 2 already.
7:10 ESPN LA on the call. Rams pick up the win over Dallas 31-21. Stetson Bennett 16 of 24, 188 yards and 2 scores and a pick. Joe Milton for Dallas 17 of 29, 143 yards passing and a touchdown and a pick for Dallas. Blake Corum 9 carries, 32 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Rams. Now, the big question though around Rams camp is what the status is of Matthew Stafford. Well, Sean McVay tried to give some clarity on that after the game.
It was awesome. He looked good. He threw the ball really well. There was no limitations in terms of the types of throws, deep, intermediate, short. We were moving the launch point, and he felt really good. And so we're looking forward to progressing him back into practice on Monday. But it was a good step in the right direction.
Again, Stafford did not play in the game. The 31-21 win by the Rams over the Cowboys. Rams' next preseason game will be at home against the Chargers. For the Cowboys, they'll head back home as well to host the Ravens on August the 16th. Switch gears to Major League Baseball now. Mets in Milwaukee to face the Brewers. Brew Crew winners of 7 in a row, longest active streak in the big leagues. If they push it to 8, it'll be their 3rd streak of 8 or more wins this season. No other team has more than 1. Pete Alonso entering the game with 251 career homers, 1 away from tying the Mets franchise record set by Darryl Strawberry. We'll pick up the action in the second. No score in 880 ESPN New York.
1-2 on Alonso. Pitch. Swinging a high fly. Left center field. Collins going back to the wall. Gone! How sweet it is. Pete Alonso has tied Darryl Strawberry with his 252nd home run. Tied for the franchise record. It gives the Mets a 1-0 lead in the top of the second.
1-0 Mets, 252 for Alonso. Then in the fifth, Juan Soto had hit homers in 2 straight, up with a tie game and the bases empty.
1-2. Swing and a drive, though, deep right center field. Feel it going back. This one on the way and gone. The lead right back to the Mets. Juan Soto homers for the 3rd time in as many games. And it gives the Mets a 4-3 lead in the top of the 5th.
Again, 880 ESPN New York with the call, but Milwaukee would not be denied. William Contreras up for the Brewers with a man on in the 7th.
The pitch. And here's the fly ball. Left center field. Back. Track. Gone.
William Contreras, a 2-run blast. And this place is up for grabs. 7-4 Milwaukee.
620 WTMJ on the call. That homer made it 7-4 Brewers. That'd be the final. 8 in a row now for Milwaukee. Their 3rd 8-game win streak this season. No other team in Major League Baseball has more than one. 6 straight losses now for the Mets. They're just 1-10 since July 28th. It was Old Timers Day over at Yankee Stadium, and we've got an injury, an Achilles injury, by the way, to Mariano Rivera, hurt chasing down a fly ball. We'll have more on that a little bit later on, but the Yankees taking on the Astros here. We have a tie game, 4-4, bottom of the 8th inning. Trent Grisham up for the Yankees.
Deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Deep into the second deck. A huge home run for Grisham. And the Yankees lead 5-4.
Michael Kay on the S Network. Yankees win it by that 5-4 score. Only the 2nd win in the last 8 for New York. 4 blown saves by the bullpen, including on Saturday. But Grisham would help make up for that blown save. Astros just 3-5 on this current road trip. They have the Mariners sniffing at their heels for the division lead. We'll have more on that coming up. But Aaron Boone on Grisham's performance.
His last 2 days, man. He had no hits yesterday, but hit 3 rockets, and then more of the same today. Obviously off a tough lefty, too, for most of it. Yeah, just a great at-bat. Patient, got one he could handle, and hammered it.
Again, Yankee skipper Aaron Boone on the home run from Trent Grisham. Yankees again win it 5-4 over Houston. Miami and Atlanta, they played a twin bill on Saturday, but the news is that of Jen Powell becoming the first woman to umpire an MLB regular season game. She'd be at first base for Game 1. She'd be at third base for Game 2. Let's get to Game 1 as Michael Harris coming up. The Braves already in the lead, looking to extend it on the bottom of the 7th on 680 The Fan.
0-2 pitch. And he swings and jolts one. Deep center field to the wall. Marcy, that is gone! A magnificent jolt indeed by Michael Harris. It's a 3-run homer, his 11th. And the Braves with some breathing room now. It is 7-1 Atlanta in the 7th.
And they win it by that 7-1 final. Harris with his 2nd homer in his last 4. Much closer Game 2, but the Braves do complete the sweep 8-6 over the Marlins. Marcell Ozuna with 2 home runs in the second half of the doubleheader. His 17th and 18th of the season, his 23rd career multi-homer game. Braves now winners of 3-4 after completing the sweep of the Marlins on Saturday. But let's hear from Jen Powell, the umpire, the first female umpire making her debut in a twin bill, as it might be also historic to point out. She's sending her hat to Cooperstown after this performance. Third base for Game 2, first base for Game 1, and a longtime dream finally coming true.
The dream actually came true today, and I'm still living in it, and I'm just so grateful to my family, to Major League Baseball for just creating such an amazing work environment, to all the umpires that I work with, who we have just amazing camaraderie, and we're having fun out there. We're working hard, but we're having fun, and I'm just so thankful.
Again, Jen Powell becoming the first female umpire in Major League history, umpiring first base for Game 1 of the Marlins and Braves, and in third base for Game 2. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Coming up, more from the Diamond, including the Major League home run leaders. Would Cal Raleigh hit another one out? How about Shohei Ohtani? We'll find out next. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Kyle
Tucker adds an exclamation mark.
Heated rivals go head-to-head in St. Louis when the Cardinals face the Chicago Cubs.
Diving play, holy cow.
Coverage begins tonight at 6 Eastern. With first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing remains the same.
The heart of every Lakers fan beats through 710 ESPN.
Oh my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
From shock to excitement.
From questions to confidence.
This now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Yep. Now there isn't a player they can't afford.
The reaction started right here on 710 ESPN.
This is awesome.
New era for the purple and gold. Same home for the Los Angeles Lakers.
710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
I feel bad that who's going to screen the call?
No, we'll just take them raw.
Don't need screening.
I feel like
Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
That's a drop. That's a drop. You don't have to censor that drop.
Sedano and Cap
Weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Alex Del Barrio.
We continue rolling on here on Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Alex Del Barrio here. Tune in to baseball action tonight as the Cardinals host the Cubs. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Let's get to some more Major League Baseball action. Toronto in L.A. taking on the Dodgers. Toronto with a 3-game lead over Boston in the American League East entering Saturday. Dodgers also with a 3-game lead in their division That's a 3-game lead over the Padres for first place in the National League West. It's all about the long ball in this segment. Cal Raleigh, of course, leading Major League Baseball with 43 home runs for the Mariners. But Shohei Ohtani not far behind with his 39 home runs, still looking for number 40. 2-0 Dodgers in the 5th. Ohtani up with the bases empty on AM 570 LA Sports.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. And Ohtani blasts one dead center field. Way back. Way gone. There was zero doubt where that ball was going off the bat of Shohei Ohtani. It is number 40. And it adds to the lead. 3-0 Dodgers.
Number 40 for Ohtani now becomes the 4th player in Dodgers history with multiple 40-homer seasons after hitting the franchise record 54 last season. More from the Dodgers as they just kept pouring it on offensively. Mookie Betts coming up, 2-man in scoring position, bottom of the 6th inning in a 5-0 game.
Dominguez to Betts. First pitch, line drive off the glove of Kennedy at third. It's into left field, and that's a base hit. Freeland scores. So too does Rushing. Mookie Betts makes it 7-0.
7-0 Dodgers on AM 570 LA Sports. Dodgers go on to win it by a final of 9-1. The 40th home run from Ohtani gives him 3 straight 40-homer seasons with 15 stolen bases. Only A-Rod and Ken Griffey Jr. had more consecutive seasons doing that. Max Muncy added his 16th long ball for the Dodgers in the 4th. For the Dodgers, Blake Snell, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, and 3 walks with 10 strikeouts. His first career 10-strikeout game with the Dodgers. Blue Jays lose their 2nd straight after having a 3-game win streak. When we talked about Shohei Ohtani, how about the Major League home run leader in Cal Raleigh? Mariners have been chomping at the heels, by the way, of the Astros in the American League West. Mariners have won 5 in a row, looking to make it 6 straight, which would match its longest win streak this season, trying to inch even closer to the struggling Houston Astros for that first place spot. And we talked about Ohtani, but a win by the Mariners and a loss by Houston, which we heard earlier, would put the Mariners just a half game behind the Astros for first place. We heard about Ohtani. Cal Raleigh sitting on 43. One more puts him in sole possession of 3rd place for most home runs in a season by a primary catcher in Major League history. As for the Rays, they're 5-13 since July 20th, tied with Atlanta for the worst record in baseball in that span. But how about we hear from Cal Raleigh coming up with the Mariners already up 2-1, bottom of the 3rd on Seattle Sports 710 AM.
Cal ready. Here comes the pitch to him. Swung on. That's crushed. Left field. It's going to go. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh. History continues for Cal. He's all alone. 3rd all-time in baseball history for catchers. Cal Raleigh. It's 5-1 Mariners, and this place is up for grabs.
Number 44 for Raleigh. More from the M's. Julio Rodriguez, who homered in the 1st, comes up right after that 44th home run from Cal.
Here's Julio. The pitch. Swung on. That's roped. Left field line towards the pole, and that gets out. It's gone. It sneaks over the wall. Back-to-back jacks. Cal Raleigh. Julio, his 2nd of the day, and the celebration is on here at T-Mobile Park. This place has erupted.
They love the long ball in Seattle. Rodriguez with his 2nd homer of the day goes back-to-back there with Cal Raleigh. Mariners win it 7-4 over Tampa. 6 wins in a row now for Seattle. Longest active streak in the American League. Mariners now just a half game behind Houston for the AL West lead. Michael King making his first start for the Padres since May 19th as he took on the Red Sox. Get pulled after just 57 pitches with 2 innings and allowed an earned run. We go to extra innings in this one, a 4-4 game. San Diego looking to win it on 97.3 The Fan.
First pitch on the way and a bouncer over the head of the 3rd baseman. Bregman down the left field line. Bogaerts is on his way. Anthony's throw to the plate is not in time. And Ramon Laureano walks it off as the Padres beat the Red Sox 5-4 in 10.
You heard it there. Laureano with the big walk-off hit for the Padres. Padres beating the Red Sox 5-4. 11th extra inning loss for Boston this season. Breaks a tie with the Mariners for the most in baseball this season. Xander Bogaerts 2-for-4 with a solo home run. Entered the game 0-for-14 with a walk in 4 career games against the Red Sox. Pick up the action here. Phillies taking on the Rangers. Top of the 7th inning. Phillies trailing 1-0. Max Kepler had other ideas on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
DeGrom is ready to pitch. Swung on, ripped into right, a base hit. Down the line. Marsh around third. He'll score. The ball goes all the way to the corner. Bader coming around third. He'll be waved to the plate. The throw is late. Bader scores standing up, and Max Kepler comes through here in the 7th to give the Phillies a 2-1 lead.
And the Phillies would go on to beat the Rangers 3-2. Jesus Luzardo with another strong outing, 6 innings, just 1 run allowed. Has allowed just 1 run over the last 20 innings pitched. Yohan Duran picks up the save, has converted all 3 save opportunities since joining Philly at the deadline. Phillies now winners of 5 of their last 6, lead the Mets by 4.5 games for first place in the National League East. Jacob deGrom with the loss, 6 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, has lost 3 straight starts for the Rangers for the first time since 2019. Angels taking on the Tigers. Pick up the action in the 5th inning in a 4-4 game. Taylor Ward up for the Halos.
Here's the next pitch, and Ward swings at this one, hits a ball well out into left center field. It's out by the wall, and that ball is out of here. Taylor Ward is just connected, and that is a 2-run homer, and the Angels are back on top again. It's 6-4.
And they'd go on to win it by a final of 7-4. That was Angels Radio AM 830 with the call. Charlie Morton struck out 10 but gave up 6 earnings in the start for the Tigers. 16 strikeouts in his first 2 starts, only second to Nolan Ryan for most in the first 2 games with the team by a pitcher age 41 or older. How about that for a stat? Guardians taking on the White Sox. Pick up the action in the 6th. Cleveland looking for some offense.
Kafus sends one high, deep to right. This ball near the wall, gone. The first Major League home run for C.J. Kafus. A towering drive to right. And the young man is having some kind of a road trip. And Cleveland with a 3-1 lead. And C.J. Kafus with his first Major League home run.
It would be the game-winning home run. 1100 WTAM with the call. C.J. Kafus now 7 of 23 with a homer and 5 runs batted in his first 7 career Major League games. Half-hour headlines are next. Sports Center all night. ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, our two-a-days feature the Vikings and the Lions, and we'll tell you everything you might have missed from the weekend. That's Monday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Are you ready for amazing golf at one of the best courses in Southern California and to be part of raising money for an incredible cause? It's time for the 4th annual Give Back Golf Classic, Friday, August 29th at the stunning Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda, benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Folds of Honor, they have a mission to empower deserving military families with educational support and opportunities. Register to play now at blackgoldgolf.com/FOH. Plus, there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of this amazing event. blackgoldgolf.com. Hi there, my name is Chris Morales. I'm what they call the imaging voice here at ESPN Los Angeles. Thank you so much for listening to us on the all-new ESPN LA app. The question is, have you followed us yet on social media? We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, or X if you prefer, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, at ESPN Los Angeles. Which means you're enjoying listening to us live on the audio stream. Now you got to follow us so we stay connected all day and all night. Let us be your new follow at ESPN Los Angeles. .com/FOH.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager.
learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
As you age, you may have questions about finding transportation, healthy meals, or other services around your home and in your community. And the Elder Care Locator has the answers at 1-800-677-1116. Our caring advisors can connect you to trustworthy local experts and the support you need to age well at home. Real people, real assistance, and real connections are just a phone call away with the Elder Care Locator. 1-800-677-1116.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
I think one thing about Travis is that he's not a liar.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Appreciate that.
Did you really take that to heart? I didn't mean to call. Never mind, bro.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
ESPN app. Now, here's Alex Del Barrio.
We continue rolling on here on Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. I'm Alex Del Barrio. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center all night.
It was Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium, and Mariano Rivera, well, it might be the last one for him. Rivera would end up tearing his Achilles tendon after going for a fly ball. The Hall of Famer, now 55 years old, will require surgery and likely be on the permanent injured list for future Old Timers game. It was the first Old Timers Day since 2019 at Yankee Stadium. Home run tracker for our second headline. Another homer from Major League home run leader Cal Raleigh launched his 44th of the season in the Mariners' win over the Rays. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani with his 40th in the Dodgers' victory on Saturday. And speaking of baseball and speaking of history, Jen Powell becomes the first female umpire in Major League Baseball history in the Marlins and Braves doubleheader. Would end up umpiring first base for the first half of the doubleheader and third base for the second half. And she spoke about the gravity of the situation, becoming the first Major League umpire, first female Major League umpire in history.
I understand the gravity completely and the outpouring of just the support that I've had over the years of just people knowing that this is my goal and I'm taking this seriously, and they were taking me seriously. So and it's culminated to today. So it's just fuel for the fire. I'm gonna go out there and work harder tonight, harder tomorrow, and just keep it going. Keep this going.
That was Jen Powell, again, the first Major League Baseball female umpire in history. Let's get back to baseball, where the Mets taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers winners of 7 in a row, the longest active streak in the big leagues. It would be a lead by Milwaukee in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pete Alonso, by the way, entered the game with 251 career home runs, would hit 252. That now ties him for the franchise record set by Darryl Strawberry. But the Brewers looking to win another one, looking for their 8th win in a row, and William Contreras makes sure they got it on WTMJ.
The pitch, and here's the fly ball, left center field, back, track, gone. William Contreras, a 2-run blast, and this place is up for grabs. 7-4 Milwaukee.
That would be the final 8 in a row now for the Brewers, their third 8-game win streak this season. And for the Mets, 6 straight losses. They are just 1-10 since July the 28th. Cubs taking on the Cardinals, a game heard on many of these ESPN radio stations. Jordan Walker, a couple of games in a row with 3 hits for the first time in his career for the Cardinals, but facing Colin Ray, just 3 earned runs in his last 15 2/3 innings for the Cubs against St. Louis. Cubs putting out offense early in this one, already 2-0 in the second, 2 men on for Michael Busch.
To be named Busch to homer at Busch Stadium. Swing and a drive into right. This has a chance to the track, to the wall. Gone! Home run right on cue. A 3-run home run for Michael Busch at Busch Stadium. The second time this year.
Well, it's great to be named Busch, playing at Busch Stadium there on ESPN Radio. Sean Kelly with the call. And then more from the Cubs as that offense just kept pouring it on. It was already 8-0 Cubs and Matt Shaw at the plate.
Swing, a long fly ball to left field. Adios. That's a home run for Matt Shaw. A 2-strike swing that clears the left field wall. It's his 8th of the year, and it is 9-0 Chicago.
Cubs would win it going away 9-1 the final. Busch with a new career high in homers with 22 this season. Here to get more into this one with our postgame extra, Sean Kelly and Doug Glanville.
Thank you, Alex. Boy, a big bounce-back game for the Chicago Cubs tonight. It's been a bit of a bumpy week, even to the start of this series. They lost Game 1 on Friday night, 5-0 here in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. No problem tonight. They got started in on it early, beat up Andre Palante, and cruised to a 9-1 win, Doug Glanville, to even the series at a game apiece.
Well, the Cubs' offense is definitely one of their strengths, as they've shown all season, over 5 runs per game. And their ability to do it in so many different facets, right? You have speed, you have power, and you have discipline. That's a great combination to put pressure on a team. And Palante just didn't have it tonight. His location was erratic. And when you're erratic against a team that can zone you up, you're in trouble. And so from the top of the order with Michael Busch showing the power, the extra base hits, the home run, the Cardinals were on their heels. And before the second inning rolled around, they already were 6 runs down. And so when you combine that with Colin Ray, who did a great job tonight, just command, using all his pitches, they just were unable, the Cardinals were unable to just get anything going. And so you sit there and say, you're just watching the Cubs just steamroll the Cardinals.
Yeah, Ray was great. He got his 9th win. He went 6 innings tonight. Talked about Busch at the top of the order. You also talked tonight about tough outs in the Cubs lineup. Let's just go down to 8 and 9 in the order. Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw. Those two alone combined for 5 hits and a walk, including a triple and a Shaw home run. He was great tonight, and the Cubs just were unrelenting, basically 1 through 9.
They were, and Carson Kelly had 3 hits, so they just spread it around, and some of the base hits, the power at the bottom. And when you're able to turn over the lineup with this lineup, Busch, Suzuki, Tucker, that's a very good top 3 where you're getting them set up and base runners. So the bottom of the order is going to score a lot with those guys.
Big win for the Cubs. Can they just keep pace with the Brewers in the division? Can they win this series? We'll find out tomorrow night. Sunday Night Baseball will feature a great pitching matchup. Sonny Gray for the Cardinals. Imanaga goes for the Cubs. You'll have it, and we'll look forward to the end of a rivalry series here in St. Louis. 9-1 again, the final score. The Cubs get win number 67 on the season. The Cardinals now back at 500, 59-59. For Doug Glanville, I'm Sean Kelly, right here on your home for every game of the postseason. Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to Alex Del Barrio in the studio.
I was Sean Kelly and Doug Glanville on the call of Cubs and Cardinals here on ESPN Radio. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app.
SportsCenter, 50 states in 50 days.
We go coast to coast. We going coast to coast.
On ESPN Radio.
50 states in 50 days continues here on SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. 50 states in 50 days on SportsCenter, and it's day 44. And it takes us to Colorado, the Centennial State. Capital Denver. Their state food, no official state food. Crowd favorite, though, is Snowball. Most popular sport there, the NBA. And take a look at the notable athletes in Colorado. Names like Christian McCaffrey, Chauncey Billups, Roy Halladay, Goose Gossage, and more. But one thing going on in Colorado, our Gary Striewski was in Colorado suiting up for the Savannah Bananas as they took over Coors Field on Saturday. And Striesky was with the owner of the Savannah Bananas, Jesse Cole, as they sell out yet another Major League venue.
Let's bring in Chief Banana right now. Jesse Cole, what a show in front of 50,000. You guys keep setting the bar. Go ahead and let the people know at home watching the bars we set tonight, the number of fans in attendance, and the number of runs scored total.
Yeah, amazing. It was the largest MLB stadium, complete sellout, 50,000 fans. And then a new record, a Banana Ball record tonight, 31 runs in the game. And what's crazy about it, we still got it in an hour and 59 minutes. 31 runs, 4 home runs, 6 triples, a new record, 19 trick plays. That's Banana Ball.
But who's keeping score and who's keeping track? Obviously, we have an entire army of people keeping track of all that. Going to be joined with Rack and Jackson Olsen here on the other side of the break to recap game 1 of 2 against the Firefighters, who are getting a little guff from right now on the other side of the camera. That's all good. We'll settle that beef later. But Jesse, I mean, you guys continue to be on an absolute rocket ship. It was 3 years ago we were hanging out in Hartford being like, hey, we sold out 9,000. Yeah, let's go ahead and 5X that, not once, but twice. You guys are right back here tomorrow night. And whoever's in the building tomorrow is going to get treated as something that has never been seen before, just like you set out to do every single game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every night we do 10 to 15 things we've never done in front of a live crowd. There'll be new trick plays, new celebrations, new dances. Our team works very hard every single night to do things and put on a show, and that's what makes this game great. And to have fans like this, 50,000, we played in football stadiums all over the country. It's special, and we're having the time of our life.
I gotta pinpoint football stadiums because we literally had football royalty hanging out in the dugout. Peyton Manning, what was that conversation like? What was it like while you were trying to choreograph the 2 hours of nonstop action? You turn around and, oh, there's just a Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning, over your left shoulder enjoying the game.
You know, it's wild. When we first started, no one even wanted to buy tickets from us. We only sold a handful of tickets, but
getting them now.
Every night we have new, celebrities, former players, World Series champions, people like Peyton Manning join us, and it's special. They just want to see the show, and there's so much in common. Peyton, what he was doing as an unbelievable showman on the field and unbelievable talent. We were just talking about the game, talking about the unique things we're trying to do to put on a show, and it was fun, and I think there's going to be more unique opportunities to have fun with guys like him in the future.
And the impact you're having, because you brought the kids, his kids brought all of their friends, and before they're leaving, they're like, hey, Rack, can I get a selfie? Hey, Rack, can I get a selfie? Peyton Manning's like, what am I, minced meat, man? I'm Peyton freaking Manning. I won Super Bowl 50 for these Denver Broncos. But it's his kids and his friends who are stopping to take pictures with Jackson Olsen and Rack and all these guys, man. The impact is insane.
Well, I'll tell you, our guys are special. They work so hard to do new things on a field that no one's ever done. I mean, the backflip catches, the trick plays, the walk-off home runs. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And that's why they're building so many fans all over the world.
That was Gary Striesky with Jesse Cole, the owner of the Savannah Bananas, as then they sell out Coors Field. Another big event, another big sellout for the Savannah Bananas as they tour around the country. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Again, a full slate of NFL preseason games on Saturday. Let's get you to the preseason debut for top overall pick Cam Ward as the Buccaneers took on the Tennessee Titans. Pick up the action in the second quarter as Cam Ward goes to work.
Corey Levin will snap it from the 35. Ward drifts straight back. He has all kinds of time. Wants to take a shot. Calvin Ridley wide open in the Tampa secondary. Inside the 40. Stays on his feet down to the 38. Get ready for it. Cam to Calvin. First ever connection is 27 yards and a Titans first down.
Cam Ward played 2 drives, led a team to 1 score, is 5 of 8 for 67 yards. We'll get to more on that in a bit. Again, Brian Callahan, the Titans head coach, gave his thoughts on Cam Ward's performance.
I thought Cam played well in his 2 series that he got. Kind of a weird first half with 3 possessions. Had 1 3 and out and then came back and led a touchdown drive. I thought he looked good. Started to feel a little bit comfortable, was begging to go back in, but that wasn't in the cards for tonight. I thought he did some good things and it was encouraging.
As for Ward himself, was asked, was the speed of the game about what you expected?
It was. It's not really too different from college. Just more being, I would say, alerted on third downs. Just the cans that you can get to in Coach Callahan's offense, and then just getting the ball out when it needs to be out.
Calvin Ridley with 3 targets for 50 yards. All 3 catches were from Ward. The final in this one, the Buccaneers over the Titans 29-7. Kyle Trask would play the entire first half for Tampa, 12 of 16 for 129 yards. Next up for the Titans, they'll play Friday at Atlanta. The Buccaneers next game will be a week from Saturday as they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go back to Friday's preseason debut for Shedeur Sanders. While we're talking quarterback, Sanders went 14 of 23, 138 yards and 2 passing scores in Cleveland's 30-10 win over Carolina. Solid debut for the rookie, playing 45 snaps. Now, this is just preseason, but head coach Kevin Stefanski saw a lot for Sanders to take away from the performance.
There's so many really, really good teaching moments on this tape. But big picture for Shedeur and our quarterbacks, that position, taking care of the football. I think 0 giveaways from our offense is a very big deal and goes a very long way, like we talked about, to winning and losing football games.
More from Stefanski on Sanders. Will he get more first-team reps in practice?
We need to get through the next couple of days from an injury standpoint, Mary Kay, and see where everybody is. I'm really focused on all of our quarterbacks' development and every single one of these reps, like they are last night, how important they are. So that's what I'm focused on more than anything.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski on the debut of Shedeur Sanders. More from the preseason from Saturday. Jets taking on the Packers. First quarter action, Justin Fields under center for the Jets.
Garrett Wilson, jet sweep motion right to left, shotgun for Fields, drops back to throw, looks left, under pressure, flush out of the pocket, tucks it under, he's going to run to the 10-yard line, gets to the 5, hunting the pylon, cruises into the end zone, that's a Jet touchdown. Justin Fields scrambles for a score, and the Jets strike on their opening drive of the preseason.
Q104.3 on the call. Jets beat the Packers 30-10. Justin Fields played just the one drive to lead the Jets to that touchdown, 3 of 4 for 42 passing yards and that rushing touchdown. Jordan Love played 2 drives, was just 1 of 5 for 7 yards. Vikings hosting the Texans on Saturday. No C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, or Will Anderson for Houston. No Justin Jefferson or Aaron Jones, senior for Minnesota. But we did see J.J. McCarthy. Remember, J.J. McCarthy got injured in the preseason last year. McCarthy looking strong on KFAN.
2nd and 6 from the Vikings 32. Play action from McCarthy from under center. He'll throw to the left, and Jordan Addison makes a diving grab at the Texans' 48-yard line. McCarthy and Addison have caught fire early. That's a gain of 19 and a first down for the Vikings.
McCarthy, 4 of 7 for 30 yards, played just 12 snaps for the Vikings. Jordan Addison with 3 receptions for 33 yards. Vikings would beat the Texans 20-10. For the Texans, Davis Mills, 4 of 5 for 50 passing yards, played in just the first series. Again, no C.J. Stroud for the Texans on Saturday. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. When we return, some action from the WNBA hardwood, including another big matchup between the Fever and the Sky, plus our top sound. That's next. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We are on September 2nd moving to ESPN Radio, which is also my roots, I'm proud to say.
The return of Rich Eisen.
To be able to go back to where my career started was something that I never thought possible.
September 2nd, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. More SportsCenter all night coming up next.
Congratulations to Mason and Ireland, re-signing with ESPN LA for years to come.
After a grueling negotiation, you and I will continue here at 710 ESPN.
The Hall of Famer staying on LA's mega sports station with a new multi-year agreement.
The biggest show on the radio.
Weekdays noon to 3 p.m. The only home for Mason and Ireland. 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app.
And always on YouTube at ESPN Los. ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Transitioning out of the military, it's difficult. Just about everything around you changes. I would get phone calls that brothers were dying, some of them to suicide. And I'd found myself in another cold cemetery. And I started to wonder if I was next. It's a struggle to know that you're facing challenges, but not be ready to face them. Sleep doesn't come easy. And when it comes, it doesn't last long. You're tired all the time. I didn't reach out for that help, but thank God my wife did. She got me registered for Wounded Warrior Project. Talking to somebody that would listen to me and understood my story helped me realize that it was time to change. There's a new fight, there's a new mission, and that's something I'm eternally grateful for.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
I mean, why do you think George is on the sidelines?
He's a good-looking man.
Of course. It's not about his reporting. It's about how good-looking he is.
Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Alex Del Barrio.
It is Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Well, the day's starting to fill up in the sports world, and as we are in the month of August, the NFL preseason in full swing. A lot of sound as well from NFL training camps. The WNBA inches closer towards the postseason. And, of course, same can be said for Major League Baseball. So there's a lot more top sound to choose from, but I think we figured it out. Ed Benkin with our top sound.
Sports Center all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
Alex, we start in Seattle, where Cal Raleigh continues to put on a power display this season. Number 44 on the year came against the Rays, as heard on Seattle Sports 710 a.m.
Cal ready. Here comes the pitch to him. Swung on. That's crossed. Left field. It's going to go. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh.
Number 4.
Make it 8 in a row for the Brewers, who rallied to beat the Mets. The big blow came off the bat of William Contreras, as we hear on 620 WTMJ. The pitch.
And here's a fly ball. Left center field. Back. Track. Gone. William Contreras. A 2-run blast. And this place is up for grabs. 7-4 Milwaukee.
Number 3.
In the Bronx, despite an injury to Mariano Rivera in the old-timers game, Ben Grisham and the rest of the current Yankees took care of business against the Astros, as heard on the Yes Network.
Deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Deep into the second deck. A huge home run for Grisham. And the Yankees lead 5-4.
Number 2.
To football now, what would have been a record-breaking kick by Jacksonville's Cam Little if it had been the regular season. Here's Little 70-yarder on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Cook puts it down. Little's kick is up. The 70-yard field goal is good! Yeah! He just made a 70-yarder! He ended the half on a 70-yard field goal! How good is that?
That's good, Frank. That is good. You are right. That's incredibly good.
Number 1.
Finally, back to baseball. The defensive play of the night in Atlanta by Jurickson Profar against the Marlins. We get the call from 680 The Fan.
1-2 and a deep fly ball to left field. Profar going to go back to the wall, and he will leap. Did he just catch that? Unbelievable! Jurickson Profar with a magic trick at the top of the left field wall to rob Augustine Ramirez.
That was Ed Benkin with our tops down. We continue rolling on here on Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Alex Del Barrio here. And we move on to the WNBA hardwood as we inch closer to the postseason and the race For the 8th and final playoff spot in the WNBA, the Golden State Valkyries and the LA Sparks, a fight for that 8th spot. Sparks are red hot, 8-1 since July 13th, tied with Minnesota for the best record in the W in that span. Sparks have been pouring it on offensively, averaging just under 97 points per game over the last 9 and scored 100 or more in 5 of their last 6. But points were hard to come by for the LA Sparks as they took on Golden State. Pick up the action in the third quarter as Veronica Burton making things happen for the Valkyries.
Salon. Burton wide open down the lane, lays it up and in.
Now LA needs the timeout. They cut it to 2, and Golden State came roaring back.
They came roaring back indeed. Spectrum Sportsnet on the call on that one. Golden State with a blowout, 72-59 win over the Sparks. They move past L.A. now for the 8th seed, looking to become the first expansion team ever to make the playoffs. Sparks held under 60 for the first time since the 2022 season. They had been lighting up the scoreboard with 100 or more in 5 of the last 6, as we mentioned. Kelsey Plum for the Sparks held to just 4 points of 1 of 9 from the field, snaps a 31-game streak of scoring in double figures, was the longest active streak in the WNBA, which now belongs to Paige Beckers at 24. Another big game in the W, the Indiana Fever taking on the Chicago Sky. Still no Caitlin Clark for the Fever, missing her 10th straight game and 19th of the season. Has never missed a game in WNBA or college career prior to this season. Indiana has lost both their backup point guards for the rest of the season as well, in Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald, from an ACL tear and a broken foot, respectively. Fever on a 2-game losing streak after winning their previous 5. Pick up the action here in the third quarter as Kelsey Mitchell making things happen for the Indiana Fever.
KK is steal. Outlet to Sophie. Shot clock off. High IQ for Sophie. Yeah. Circles out to midcourt. Will take the final shot of the quarter. Hands it off to Kelsey. Holding on the logo. Starts to go downhill right. Changing speeds on Van Lith. High archer up. Yes is good. With 2 seconds left in the quarter.
Fever take care of the Sky, 92-70. Kelsey Mitchell with a game-high 26 points, season-high 8 assists, her 8th game with 25 or more this season, tied for 3rd most in the WNBA and 2nd most in a single season by a Fever player all time. Coming up on Sunday, a finals rematch on ABC and ESPN+. The New York Liberty host the Minnesota Lynx, tip-off at 12:30 Eastern. Turn the page on this Sunday and a busy day in sports ahead. Here to get you ready for it, it's the best week ever. Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin. That's next. For our crew in Bristol, my name is Alex Sobario, and this has been SportsCenter All Night, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, as we get closer and closer to the NFL regular season, I'll tell you the one team that I think is being slept on the most. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Hey, it's Greg Bergman, and if you aren't joining Marcus Grant, Parker Bell, and myself every morning on the Blue Review from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page, what are you even doing with your mornings? We break down everything from Shohei hitting bombs to Tanner Scott blowing saves. We talk about the highs and don't brush off the lows. Always honest and talking how we feel. It's all thanks to LAX, where changes are arriving daily and transforming the travel experience. The Blue Review every morning from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page. The Blue Review.
Hi there, my name is Chris Morales. I'm what they call the imaging voice here at ESPN Los Angeles. Thank you so much for listening to us on the all-new ESPN LA app. The question is, have you followed us yet on social media? We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, or X if you prefer, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, at ESPN Los Angeles, which means you're enjoying listening to us live on the audio stream. Now you got to follow us so we stay connected all day and all night. Let us be your new follow at ESPN Los Angeles.
The Blue Review.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/
items.
I noticed that my central vision started to blur.
Figures that are usually straight started to distort to become wavy.
What are these little dark spots with blurring that I'm seeing?
There's a blind spot like a blob over my vision now.
Is my vision lost forever? Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist in a timely manner have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Don't delay seeing a retina specialist. It's worth the visit to save your vision so you don't miss out on life's precious moments, like seeing your grandchild grow up, enjoying a sunset with that special someone, or reading a good book. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Good Sunday morning. Week 1 of the NFL preseason continues. Jags kicker Cam Little should say already in midseason form, nailing a 70-yard field goal to close the first half against the Steelers last night. Longest kick ever, just doesn't get the record in preseason. Would have broken Justin Tucker's regular season record, 66-yarder in Detroit back in 2021. Heisman Trophy winner and second overall pick Travis Hunter making his pro debut, playing 10 snaps on offense and 8 on defense with a couple catches for 9 yards. Still just the preseason. ESPN Jaguars reporter Michael DeRocco thinks Hunter can add another dimension to this Jags team.
He looks really smooth in that offense, does not look out of place. Looks like he's going to be that number 2 wide receiver behind Brian Thomas Jr., and that offense functions better when he's been in there during camp and the scrimmage, and then when he's working on defense, it just doesn't seem as smooth as it does when he's in there.
DeRocco on game night. Elsewhere, Cowboys receiver CeeDee Lamb colliding with an official while in street clothes on the sideline in Dallas's preseason matchup with the Rams yesterday. Cowboys get a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, all involved seemingly okay. Titans quarterback Cam Ward leading a touchdown drive in his pro debut against the Buccaneers, first overall pick, completing 5 of 8 passes for 67 yards during a pair of drives. Scored a touchdown on the second.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, I'll tell you the one team that I think is receiving a ton of hype, but won't be able to live up to it. And my answer, it just might surprise you. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
It's dangerous. I told you my car will steer itself.
Yeah.
To every 7-Eleven, every McDonald's, and every Burger King known to man. I know where they are, yes.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
From the Windy City in the Deep South, this is The Best Week Ever with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You the best, you the best, you the best, you the best.
Indeed it is. Happy Sunday morning to you, coast to coast, LA to Chicago. Peter Burns, Courtney Cronin. Is the best week ever, always presented by Progressive Insurance. CC out of the mom's basement, congratulations once again.
5 weeks strong for us. We're on a roll.
We're on a roll.
I don't want to break this up anytime soon.
I don't. Like the Fat Boys, they don't need to break up. They just, they stayed there for the longest time. We're good together. We don't need to be like Simon and Garfunkel. We need to be that right there, right here. 1-2 punch right here on this fine Sunday morning. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We got Shedeur Sanders news. We got all these different quarterbacks playing. We got a standing ovation for a Major League Baseball umpire. Yes, that happened. Tom Brady with the righteous gemstones. Bill Belichick statue gate.
and Jordan Hudson just cold calling members of the media. All of that coming up in today's show. But as we start off each and every one of these hours, it's time for this.
This is the biggest story of the week ever.
We made it. We made it, CC. Got past the summer. Football is here. Football is here. Cam Ward, overall number 1 pick of the draft, courtesy of 104.5 The Zone yesterday. Well, at least some good news.
Corey Levin will snap it from the 35. Ward drifts straight back. He has all kinds of time. Wants to take a shot. Calvin Ridley wide open in the Tampa secondary. Inside the 40. Stays on his feet down to the 38. Get ready for it. Cam to Calvin. First ever connection is 27 yards and a Titans first down.
Great job of my man Taylor Zarzour, the brand new play-by-play voice of the Tennessee Titans on that. Even better job by Cam Ward, although they did fall 29-7. Here's what Ward had to say about the speed of the game.
It was. It's not really too different from college. Just more being, I would say, alerted on third downs. Just the cans that you can get to in Coach Callahan's offense, and then just getting the ball out when it needs to be out.
Cece, why did you shriek a little bit when you heard that sound?
I'm really happy for Cam Ward. I'm glad that we're talking about him. It still feels like even after the draft and the offseason and where we are at training camp, the number 1 overall pick in the draft, we don't talk about him enough. So I'm glad that he got his moment.
Yeah.
I cringed because when he talks about the speed not being that much different from college. Couple years ago, Justin Fields said something very similar during his preseason debut, that the game was kind of slow to him. And then what happened? He got rocked in his regular season debut. I just want to caution these guys, and they know it. What they're seeing out there is nothing like what they're going to see in a regular season game. And Cam Ward's going to be playing and starting a regular season game a couple weeks from now. It's going to look very different from the preseason. Good that he got his feet wet. Good that he was able to, have that nice connection with his number 1 target, Calvin Ridley, because he's going to be doing that a lot this year for a team that's not going to be very good. But it will feel... Let's circle back on September 8th to see how he feels after that one.
Yeah, it was like me when I had my first kid. I'm like, no, I got this for the first couple of weeks. Well, yeah, the kid doesn't go anywhere. All you got to do is kind of like make sure it sleeps and, you feed it there occasionally and stuff like that. When you have kid number 2 and all of a sudden it gets real, you're like, okay, now I understand what the regular season is like. It's fine. I'm going to give Cam a pass on that, all right? Going forward, Steelers, Jaguars, we saw the overall number 2 pick of the draft. Get after it there, courtesy of 1010 XL 92.5.
Trevor drops the throw, 4-man rush. Fires underneath, that ball's going to be caught. The tackle shy of first down yardage. The catch was made underneath by Travis Hunter, his first catch in a Jaguar uniform.
We saw, about 10 plays from him on offense, about 10 plays from him on defense. Here's what Liam Cohen, the Jags head coach, in his presser, talking about the performance of Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I think he made a couple good catches on some option routes and, missed the one tackle defensively that I noticed. Like, that was the only things that I, kind of noticed about his overall play. In terms of that, I'll have to watch the tape on how he operated defensively a little bit more. But I thought offensively he made the right decisions on those option routes, made a good catch, almost broke out of that one where kind of Trevor put it behind him on that third down we talked about. But, I'll have to go watch the tape a little bit more to know more.
Duval. There it is. Did he just throw his quarterback under the bus there at the end?
Why are you hating on everybody today? You're like, Cam Ward, relax.
Like, I just thought that was a weird thing to say.
Throwing Trevor Lawrence underneath the bus.
But I mean, great that you have a quarterback and a wide receiver building that chemistry, a wide receiver who can tilt the defense the way that Travis Hunter can. And I think for them to use these preseason games to figure out the balance of how much he's going to actually play on both sides of the ball. I don't think in a game it's going to be more than a handful of snaps for him on defense. Like, they need him offensively. Yeah. Like, that is what they've been trying to figure out. How can you get the most out of Trevor Lawrence? What's going to unlock this quote-unquote generational talent quarterback? Yeah. It's having a generational talent at receiver as well. So let's see more of that, and I guess just finding certain packages to put him in on defense. That's
and I think this is the absolute perfect audition for him in preseason to figure out what the split's going to be, what he's comfortable with, what the Jaguars need as far as their depth. And at the end of the day, it's funny, we're talking about Cam Ward and Travis Hunter already. Both of those teams lost in their preseason games. All right, a team that did win, and they had their quarterback back, J.J. McCarthy, finds Jordan Addison, courtesy of KFAN.
2nd and 6 from the Vikings 32. Play action from McCarthy from under center. He'll throw to the left, and Jordan Addison makes a diving grab at the Texans' 48-yard line. McCarthy and Addison have caught fire early. That's a gain of 19 and a first down for the Vikings.
Remember, he played in the preseason last year. I know everybody talks about the injury because we didn't see him. He did actually play in a preseason game. So for him to get back on the field, to have a decent showing yesterday, he didn't play all that much. And then he was emotional about it last year. 360-something days since he had not been on a football field. And I think it's a very cool moment for a quarterback who this franchise just passed on keeping a quarterback in the fold that won them 14 games last year. There's a lot of expectation for J.J. McCarthy. So to have a clean operation, to throw the ball to that highlight you heard, remember, Jordan Addison is not going to be there for the first
suspended
3 games this season. We found out the suspension this week. No Justin Jefferson right now because he's dealing with a hamstring injury, but seems like the Kevin O'Connell experiment for the 3rd straight time is working, and that's good for the Vikings.
Yeah, I'd like to see him have that success right from the jump. A guy that we saw that will not be getting the number 1 snaps, because I assume that's going to be Russell Wilson over for the Giants. New York over the Bills yesterday, courtesy of WFAN. It was Jackson Dart.
Shotgun goes to the left side. Touchdown, Giants! The Jordan Humphrey pulling it in, and Jackson Dart cracks the steal on his big blue career.
12 and 19 for Jackson Dart, 154 yards. I mean, this was probably the best case scenario for the Giants. You already know who your starter is going to be. Jackson looks capable, at least in a preseason game. That probably is thumbs up for him.
Yeah, and they played all 4 quarterbacks. I didn't think they were going to, and then they start Russell Wilson.
Even DeVito got in?
DeVito got in.
Let's go.
10 of 14 for 73 yards and a touchdown for Tommy DeVito. Money hands.
Was his agent in the house?
Yes, he was giving everybody capicola at the game.
Yeah, it was good. Giants win 34-25. Again, overall, the things you're looking for in preseason football, CC, is you're looking for, hey, give me a reason to smile. Give me a reason that I'm walking into the office or I'm walking, to bringing the kids to school and I can be in a good mood on Monday morning. That I'm not talking about somebody got injured, and I'm talking about, hey, this gives me a reason why I think that we might be a little bit better off. And I felt like you got that from several of those teams this weekend.
Yeah, and you also have several teams that have to play today that aren't playing their starters, which is a little suspect considering it seems like teams are really using these preseason games. We've seen more starters, guys who don't have anything to prove. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow playing in preseason action more than in years past, and I personally feel like every team should play your starters for just a little bit, just to get a taste of it.
There is one that did not play and almost refused to play. That was James Cook yesterday. I don't know if you saw that news. James Cook for the Buffalo Bills coming in after the great season he had last year, 16 touchdowns. And, I mean, the Bills have not really had any type of issues when it comes to these contract negotiations or anything like that. It's like the anti-Jerry Jones situation where pretty much everybody gets taken care of. They're happy. And they kind of pride themselves on that. James Cook, I mean, basically doesn't play whatsoever. He was suited up, and Bill McDermott after the game was like, yeah, we wanted him to play, but it just wasn't going to happen. He kept getting peppered and asked about it. So, listen, a lot of people are talking about the Micah Parsons issues. I think Micah Parsons and Dallas, Jerry, eventually get this thing done. You've said it for, weeks now. This is how Jerry does his business. But the fact that James Cook's not getting his deal done quite yet, even Josh Allen was talking about it, CC, about how he wants him to hurry up and get into camp or get into actually these practices.
Yeah, I mean, he called it business. Reason why he's not practicing. He wants a new contract. His agent is also the agent that Shamar Turner had, the first-round pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, who held out until held in until he couldn't any longer. I get playing hardball. I get the position that he plays at running back. I don't think this is worth dragging out much longer.
We'll see, because Dalvin Cook, his older brother, got that done with the Vikings right before the season started. All right, Shedeur Sanders, you knew that he was going to come up on this show, and also a historic moment in Major League Baseball. That coming up next. She's Courtney Cronin. I'm Peter Burns, and this is the best week ever.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
From a physical talent standpoint, Caleb Williams has more gifts than Joe Burrow.
Camp to camp, team to team. Touchdown! 25 days until opening night.
I just wanna feel this moment.
The countdown continues on ESPN Radio.
Are you ready for amazing golf at one of the best courses in Southern California and to be part of raising money for an incredible cause? It's time for the 4th annual Give Back Golf Classic, Friday, August 29th at the stunning Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda, benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Folds of Honor, they have a mission to empower deserving military families with educational support and opportunities. Register to play now at blackgoldgolf.com/FOH. Plus, there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of this amazing event. blackgoldgolf.com/
ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.